care that they get all jumbled up because, like you said, they said without embarrassment, so they didn't really care that they got all confused. They just were lightheartedly apologizing, and we felt that this related to the allegory of the cave because Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, they never really experienced anything outside of like each other. They just know each other.
I was actually really trying hard to like think of what would be a good relation to allegory of the cave, and you just like put it right out there. And I really couldn't think of anything that would relate that to allegory of the cave. But then I found on page 19 also on the PDF, it's page 19, I don't know, in the real book, they're talking about, like, they're asking each other, what's your name, and, like, who are you, and then they, let me get it, because I just wrote the gist of what they said. They're like, what's your name when you're at home? And then they're like, what's yours? And it's like, when I'm at home, so, like, they kind of talk about being someone different with different people, or being someone different when you're at home. So that also related a lot to like individuality and your identity and like who you are. So I think Rosencrantz and Guildenstern aren't much different with whoever they're with. They're just always like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
They're just like
whichever one they are, they're just like
a package. And I also feel like the last quote, I didn't get to share this, but the confusion that they go through.
They're trying to know. They're trying to know.
Yeah, exactly. That's what like we got is like just throughout the book. So we started off with like choice, and we tried to. So we said that being in the cave is like you know, it's living without choice. It's choosing not to, you know, think and reason about anything, and just living off the casts of things around you. And we said that was Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, how they have no direction for themselves. That, you know, they choose to like follow, or actually they have nothing to follow. They don't know what they're following.
But in a few points in the book, they try, I think, too.
Yeah, exactly. They like ask the question about, you know, what they, and then what I got from there is that every time that they ask the question, they end up nowhere, and they actually just move forward from it. There's a few times where they get lost.
It's a complete thought, yeah. So maybe is Stopper trying to make a point that the answers don't matter,
Exactly.
It's just the questions that matter? Maybe that's the point?
I think that, like, well, because I feel that the questions are so, they become trivial, the fact that there's no true answer to them, that there's almost no point in asking them, and that what I got, so then that moved us to a bit of social criticism and meaning and absurdity,
right.
And the fact that with social criticism, it's the idea of them living in a cave without choice, kind of just subject to the things around them, like the messenger and how they're called to the castle. But that, and then, so that's with like, so yeah, that's the social criticism, not living, not having their own direction. And then the meaning and absurdity came in, where you see them asking these questions, you know, what are we doing here? How do we get here? Why are we here? What are we going to do? And the fact that they can't find any answer to them. And what I got from that was that it's like a very personal thing. And the fact that in the book there are never any answers, and that they never want, they never have, they don't, there's nothing given to us about what their purpose is, and that's done purposely because someone's purpose is very individual, right? It has to be given to us because we live in a like self-centered world, right? You can never break away from your self-centeredness.
Which is also interesting because the two of them completely seemed like without self. The two of them, they make meaning of self through the other one,
Yeah.
completely defined by their other half.
Right, and the fact that their purpose is never explicitly given to us, it creates the whole problem. Is that how can we possibly answer? How can we give meaning to that? Like it's not our place to give meaning to their journey, their action.
And then it said with none of that intensity which squeezes out life, and no blood runs cold anywhere. Because even as you die, you know that you will come back in a different hat. But no one, that maybe speaks about like reincarnation, that's what my group is thinking. So that's also thinking about like what happens to you after death, the importance of that. And then it continues to say, but no one gets it after death. There's no applause, there's only silence and some second-hand clothes, and that's death. So they basically, after they realize that death is inevitable, they realize that it was. That's my take. Do you guys have questions? It's like, it's really deep.
Yeah.
You know, like it had me questioning. Wow. Yeah, they tried to tackle like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I think so far I'm really, really pleased with some of the conversations that I'm through.
I'll go. So I picked one of the series code, and it said that like 1 minute, like death is like 1 minute you're here, 1 minute you're gone. So like everybody, I was like thinking like everybody thinks about their own death like once in their lifetime, and they're scared because they don't know what happens to their death. Right? So I found another quote. He's like, as Socrates says in philosophy, we don't know what death is, so it's illogical to fear. So I was like,
It's kind of one of those big moments, right? Like it's irrational to fear something we don't understand or know. But yeah, I think it's almost universal, that fear of the unknowns, death being one of the unknowns.
yeah, so
But there's nothing to support the fact that it's bad. And yet,
But it could drive like people crazy all around.
that's where it could be bad.
I think like people fear it because like you're not gonna see like your loved ones, like they're not gonna see their loved ones again, or like their favorite things in life, like they're not gonna see it again. So I think that's why people fear that, and like it affects like a majority of like the people you love.
And was this something that most of was it coincidental, or did you all have something different to add, different spaces, or were you just?
I think we all had the same except for
Yeah, I had, well, they just talked about individualism and how Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are not really, because they're always together, and we also tied in with the cave story, how, they've never been outside of, their world, separated, and if they were to be in the cave and come out, what would be different? How would Rosencrantz be different?
Do you think them being called is them somehow being forced out of the cave without their own choice, sort of into this other space that maybe before they're accustomed to shadows, but now they're kind of literally forced into the world of truth? And what does that do to people? I just thought of that. I don't know what the answer is. I'm just something to think about, like, because they were sent for, they didn't make a conscious decision to leave. They were following orders to leave. But needless to say, they left their place of comfort to venture out into a new place, right?
Do you think like after they left, they really found the light?
It's a good question. I don't think so. Do you think even their toiling though with some of those bigger stuff, whether it was their encounters with the players, for instance, or even their encounters with Hamlet, or the realization that death was imminent, could that have shifted their perspective of what life was?
I don't think you could pursue like your own life if you don't know who you are. And they constantly have the battle between like they don't know who they are, like what you say.
Well, they only know who they are in relationship to the other one.
Yeah. So I don't know if and like,
So it's fitting that they end up dead together also, because would one have been able to live without the other
oh
one?
no, it would have been like Romeo and Juliet type of thing.
Yeah, that whole thing is
A little dramatic.
a lot dramatic. Theirs is a little less dramatic.
I would say, but I think that's what would have happened.
Thanks, guys.